Cause. The zebra mussel came over to the Great Lakes in the 1980s. They most likely came by commercial ships traveling from Eastern Europe, which is its native habitat. By the 1990s, the zebra mussel had already infested all of the Great Lakes. Zebra mussels cause millions of dollars in damage to the Great Lakes community each year, most commonly by clogging pipes. The zebra mussel are also more than just a threat to our tax dollars. They have almost doubled the clarity of the Great Lakes, which sounds and looks great, but this could cause an algae bloom that would kill almost all marine life in the Great Lakes. This should at least worry you because, directly or indirectly, this infestation can affect you, which is why you should always take extra measures to prevent the spread of this invasive species. This image shows the spread of zebra mussels through waterways from the 1990s to the year 2000. You can see the rapid expansion of the zebra mussels territory. Within a decade, they have spread to almost 1/3 of the United States. The effects on the economy. The zebra mussel causes damage to water pipes and power plant pipes that draw water in to cool the reactors. The cost of damage caused by the zebra mussel for just the intake pipes to power plants will average to $5 million every 5 years for each plant. There are 38 operating nuclear power plants in the Great Lakes Basin. With these two sets of information, we can assume that the entire Great Lakes region will spend $190 million every 5 years on clearing water intake pipes to plants. This image shows a worker cleaning a freshwater holding tank that zebra mussels have covered, sticking to the walls and ceilings that are usually submerged underwater. If you look closely, you can see the concentration of zebra mussels on the wall and ceiling. The effects on the community. The zebra mussels have more than just an effect on our wallet. They can also affect one of our most basic needs in life, drinking water. In December of 1989, Michigan announced a water crisis caused by a combination of zebra mussel buildup and icing conditions that blocked the water intake pipes. This caused any facility that needs water to be shut down, such as schools, restaurants, and industrial water users. This once natural sandy beach that facilitated community recreational activities such as swimming and walks along the water has been littered by numerous sharp, broken zebra mussel shells and the native species that it has been outcompeting. This affects the community because with the deterioration of quality of this beach, less people are going to be driven to come to this beach for recreational activities. Human health risks. The zebra mussel is considered a filter feeder. Filter feeders play key roles in the food chain, as does any organism, but especially those that are at the bottom, such as the zebra mussel. Zebra mussels have a higher concentration of organic pollutants due to the matter of how they get their nutrients. The organic pollutants in a zebra mussel can be 300,000 times more concentrated with pollutants than the environment around it. This is important to human health because the round gobby fish mainly eats zebra mussels, which in turn takes in a lot of those organic pollutants. Then the gobby fish, which now tends to have a higher concentration of organic pollutants, is preyed upon by a multitude of fish that humans eat. So this higher concentration of organic pollutants from the zebra mussel eventually is passed on to humans, directly affecting humans. This slide shows the spread of pollutants up the food chain. The sun sends down rays of light that aquatic plants or algae use for photosynthesis. Then the clams, or in our case, zebra mussels, feed on the algae. Then the zebra mussels are preyed on by the gobby fish. From there, the gobby fish is preyed on by not limited to a largemouth bass. Largemouth bass are a common fish for anglers to catch. The zebra mussel's effect on the ecosystem. One problem with bringing an alien species to a different ecosystem is that in the case of the zebra mussel's ability to overcompete the native mussel in the Great Lakes causes less biodiversity. The effects from the decline in biodiversity can be interpreted as an ecosystem being represented as a tree, and biodiversity represents the tree's roots. The less roots the tree has, the less stable it will be. The roots of a tree with less roots will have to take on extra strain. This causes ecosystems to become stressed and exhausted. The zebra mussel's ability to reproduce causes their rapid population growth due to the fact that the female can produce up to 50,000 eggs each year. This is another factor in why they are outcompeting native clams and clogging pipes. So far we know that the zebra mussels just about negatively affect everything. And on this map, it shows which areas in the United States are more susceptible to zebra mussel invasion. Reproductive intervention. Zebra mussels spawn due to environmental and internal chemical factors such as temperature, food source availability, and internal chemical cues that release eggs and sperm for fertilization to occur. Reproduction intervention's goal is to disrupt the reproduction cycle by means of species-specific control, which is the variable only has the ability to affect that one specific species. I found this to be the most interesting take on how to prevent further invasion or even stop the species totally. Reproductive intervention example. One method of intervention is to release fake pheromones at specific times when the qualities needed to have a successful spawn cycle are not met. An example of this would be in western Lake Erie. The zebra mussel spawn peaked in 1989 following a late summer increase in phytoplankton, ensuring adequate food source for the developing larvae. However, when the late summer phytoplankton levels were much smaller than usual in 1990, the spawning peak never occurred. This method, carried out correctly, should at the minimum slow down or stop the advancements by the zebra mussel population in a given area. How you can prevent further invasion. Thoroughly inspecting all of your vessels for zebra mussels or any other organic thing for that matter. It is your duty to do this anytime you pull or launch your vessel into a body of water. If you have found anything on your vessel, you need to remove all mussels on your vessel before launching. This helps prevent further expansion of this species. The spread of zebra mussels can come from a variety of things, and the smallest actions you wouldn't even think of. The reason zebra mussels invaded Ontario was caused by a child dumping his sick turtle and everything in its tank into the stream. The problem with that is the turtle tank must have had contained zebra mussels, which from there spread onward. A repeating theme found on credible sources for invasive species awareness will state that if you even just see one zebra mussel in an area, you should report it to a conservation department that has jurisdiction in that area. The reason is that if by some chance the zebra mussels have already started to move into that area, if the population is small enough, it's still possible to eradicate them completely, or at least prevent further expansion of the species. The time frame given to stop and prevent the more expansion of the species is very small, and is very critical that you do so as soon as possible. These are all the places you need to inspect and clean before launching your boat into a body of water. It is very important to do this. I'll give you a few more seconds to look at this slide. In conclusion, zebra mussels are a perfect example of how invasive species are harmful to an ecosystem. Most invasions of invasive species are caused by human activity. Invasive species that outcompete native species decreases biodiversity, which strains the ecosystem. Zebra mussels cause a spread of pollutants up the food chain that eventually leads to humans and can have an effect on their health. Zebra mussels cause a huge amount of damage on water pipes in territories they occupy. There are steps you can take to prevent further spread of this invasive species, such as inspect and wash everything before and after putting your boat into the water.